Welcome back to another 7 Deadly Sins origin video. Today we got a really fun video. We're talking about update 1.5. It's like a discussion video, our general feedback. I've got my boy SinVexRay here. There's also going to be a video on his channel and where it's just our general feedback on the entire game. It's even a little bit longer. This is going to be like a podcast style video. There's not going to be a ton of visuals. So do me a favor, comment below if you enjoy this kind of content. We do plan on making more together, just like longer discussion videos about the game in general. So comment below, let us know, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go check his channel out. He is 12 subscribers away from 500, so let's get him to 500, and I am 2 subscribers away from 800. So if you can do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, let me know that you enjoy this content. So yeah, I'm here with my boy Sin.
What's good, everybody? How y'all doing?
We're out here just vibing. Hey, we love the discussion videos, and we're just having fun out here. So first off, the first thing I was going to talk to you about, and obviously the most important thing, what is your kind of your general thoughts on Merlin? We know she's obviously fire, ice, and electric. What are your kind of just general thoughts on her?
General thoughts so far from gameplay and everything that we've seen from her, she seems to be a really fun character. She seems to be damaging. She's not lacking in damage from what it looks like. So overall, I'm more excited for the lightning and the fire than I am the ice. But of course, ice being her main weapon, she's going to be nasty with that as well. Yeah,
she looked crazy. The tag stuff looked amazing. The thing that I don't know if you were kind of shocked by this, but to not get her full kit was kind of crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I have no idea what they're doing. They wanted to give every single the passives for the gear and then the passive for the weapon, but they did not, for some reason, give the full detail on what she does. So that's a little weird. I'm not 100% why they're doing that.
I'm wondering, is that just like a Twitter thing we're gonna get? Because I just feel like that's something you would have to show in the live stream, right?
Yeah, unless they're going to do another dev note the night before and drop it like they did for pretty much Clotho and the last few characters. You literally wait the last minute to give the full detail.
Yeah, and that could be what they do, but man, Merlin's bringing, she's getting some eyes on the game, man. I'm seeing some regeneration here in this game, but I thought that was really odd to just kind of show her, and then we saw her performing in the game and she looks amazing. Right. But obviously, we still don't know exactly all the ins and the outs. We know she's a DPS here, DPS there, but we don't know exactly how all of her kits gonna work together. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
It's gonna be crazy if she got a real long list of a long passive, she got a whole paragraph and we just don't know about it yet.
There's no telling. Yeah, I'm assuming she's gonna buff the fire some way, to kind of help out Escanor and stuff. But yeah, her DPS looked insane. I'll say that for sure. But
right. I feel with the fire, she will buff Escanor just because you can take Gila off of being the burst now and have her come in for more fire damage, more procs quicker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did think that was interesting that she's a fire burst too. That's the last point I'll kind of mention here because we do have 2 really good fire bursts, obviously Tristan and Gila.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of interesting, but we'll obviously see how it plays out. I'm sure she's gonna not just be fire bursting; she'll probably be buffing as well.
Yeah.
So obviously we got the Timespace junction sector 5 and 6. I'm just gonna brief them. It's obviously fraudulent and Deanne. I'll just pop this up here, but we're gonna talk more in his video, so go check that out. Kind of just about our overall opinions on the Timespace junction. But yeah, it is fraudulent. It is Deanne. Their Deanne fight's really annoying. I know you kind of feel similar with that.
Yeah, I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready at all.
And then obviously, yeah, like I said, we'll discuss a lot more in that because that's kind of the in-game concept of this game. So we can obviously. We're going to give our full thoughts on that in his video. But yeah, I'll just pop it up here for you. Also, it's in the video at least. Obviously, we've got, to me, the 2 biggest ones, but Escanor and Clotho, they're getting their new engraved equipment. What do you think they're going to do and kind of how excited are you for Clotho and Escanor?
Well, for Escanor, I'm really hoping that he gets obviously more defense because he's building off of defense. So if they can give him another huge defense buff on top of what he already is doing, he might rival the axe in terms of damage just because of that.
Dude, he already does some crazy damage. I'm sure you've used him. His damage actually impresses me a lot. I'm a huge fan of Escanor with the sword and shield. I think this outfit could be especially with Merlin, it could be shifting the thoughts of Escanor a little bit.
Right, yeah. I'm thinking that with her being on the fire burst, not only is she going to be good for his axe, but the sword and shield is just going to absolutely excel in all content. You're going to have healing, tankiness, as well as damage all in one go with somebody else being a support burster for you. And then, if I'm not mistaken, in the video, they did actually show Merlin has like a fire clone that she puts that taunts enemies as well.
That's true, yeah, 100%.
That's just another way to keep people in a small area for Escanor to get all of his combo off, because you kind of want to play him like he's a fighting game character where you go through the combo and properly do the rotation with the ultimate.
Right. And I noticed, because I know you have a video on Clotho's Ice, and I've played with her a lot. She's really fun. You can do her ult a lot because it only costs 2. You can obviously be healing. I have noticed, obviously, and we've talked about this off videos together, but like, if your health gets too low, you're going to die. So what do you think they're going to kind of do with her armor to maybe help fix some of that? Or just in general, what are your thoughts on what do you think that's going to be?
I'm hoping that she gets a shield added to it, so that way if the hit goes off, we take the damage from the shield, but we can heal from it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Just something to keep you... Because, yeah, once your health gets low, I mean, if you can't take that next attack, you're just dead.
Gone. No defense, you're out of there.
But, yeah, that to me, like, obviously, like I said, I've got them all pulled up here. Manny, Jericho, Dreyfus, Henderson. But Escanor and Clotho, they could be, kind of, maybe meta shifting. Or I really think Escanor, again, are people going to really want to play with Sword and Shield Escanor? Like, in my mind, and I'm curious your opinion on this, like, you want to play with Escanor with the axe, I feel like. But I think Sword and Shield Escanor could be really powerful.
Yeah, like I said, if the Sword and Shield comes out and it gives a crazy buff for him, I 100% probably will play it, mostly because it's just more of a safer option, especially for people who are free to play. Definitely go and try to build that Sword and Shield, especially if this armor gives him the right stuff to really make him broken, 100%. But if the axe does receive a decent buff, which they say he's going to get a buff.
That's true, yep.
It might be a 50-50 there on which one you want to choose. Seeing that he has 2 fire weapons, you just had to pick and choose on that point.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, hopefully Merlin will just make him that much better. But yeah, I think Escanor, like I said, I'm really excited for Escanor, really excited for Clotho. But yeah, Clotho will be really interesting too, because like I said, I know, like I said, you have a video on it. I really do enjoy using that, but there is that window that if you miss it, you're going to get hit and you're going to die every single time. But
absolutely. Look, in the last sector, she gets smacked and I can't do nothing about it. And I'm just sitting there like, where my heal go? It
yes,
needs
sir.
to be there. And it's not there.
So we've got some new armors and I have them on the screen here, but I'm not going to talk about these specific ones, but I mean, they do, crit damage, crit chance, defense shatter. Like that could be really good. What are your overall thoughts on the change to where now you can use obviously the main armor for the character, plus you can put on these sets of armors as well?
So until we see exactly how they go together, because they're not really doing a good job of explaining it.
Which they never do.
Yeah, I'm not really too crazy about it yet, but the fact that we'll be able to use different sets makes me more willing to play the game longer, because I just throw all of them away. They were literally just getting used for salvage.
Literally, they were useless. Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, hopefully we get something that pushes those to be a lot better. And the mix of those together makes us have a little bit more fun, a little bit more team build ideas with it. Not everybody just put on engraved set, 3 pieces of jewelry, and you call it a day.
Right, and because from what I'm understanding, and I'm assuming this is kind of, maybe you did obviously make a video on this, so maybe you have a little bit more insight here, but they're going to kind of nerf the sets, right, where they're not as powerful as they are now, but you can obviously combine it with the engraved, but they're going to get a little bit of a nerf, right?
Yeah, they're getting nerfed, and I believe they said that the passive will always be activated for that engraved armor.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's, like I said, that could make a massive change in the game. Again, we don't know exactly. Yeah, because like you said, they don't do a great job of explaining. I mean, they just did a whole live stream on Merlin and did not show us what Merlin does exactly. But again, it could definitely be game changing, and it could make content feel a little bit easier if they don't really, buff towards that. But it could also just make your characters feel a lot better. So I think it's a good change, and it'll just make people, characters feel a little bit more, just a little more powerful.
Right.
We've got, and we'll just briefly talk about this, but we do have the golem getting his new, abyss and hell. Do you remember much about this fight? Because it's such an early fight.
I remember going in there, one tapping it and leaving. That's
I swear to God, man, it's been so long. I mean, I see here his weaknesses is fire and darkness. So our boys Escanor and Meliodas are about to be eating.
Well, at least we'll be able to see what he actually does now, because you didn't get to see any of his animations beforehand, so we can actually see what the whole boss fight looks like now. So
I'm sure there was one point in our life here we were struggling, but I just don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember anything about that fight. But it's good to, as they add to that, because they are removing, the spider. What is it? The spider and the
mines.
Mines, yeah. So
that's interesting concept to get rid of 2 of the, things that people are grinding. But at least we'll kind of have that to, kind of, I guess, take some of that's place.
Right. And it's kind of crazy that they did go back and do it, because I really want them to go ahead and finish all of the stuff that they put in the game so far. Just go ahead and give us the Abyss and Hell for those, so we can get them out the way, so we can get new content. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. I don't mind them waiting to do it and giving them later, but at the same time, if you already have it in the game, just go ahead and give us as many as you can. I just want it for the people who free to play. Go ahead and give us them gems, that engraving seal, and them SRs.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Fragments. I'll definitely take that 100%.
What's that other boss? It's literally the one right below this. I've only done it like the one time too. It's the one that King, you fight with King.
The
I can't remember its name.
The Abalon.
Yeah, something like that. That is gonna be so annoying.
Yeah, I'm ready for that one, because that one has a little bit more mechanics to it. So you're not just going there, let me be meathead and hit it one time and it go bye-bye. So hopefully that'll be a little bit funner, especially playing with teams. I haven't seen too many people actually do that one with anybody. So it'll be kind of funny to see everybody trying to run up to the chest and get onto them and do some damage and whatnot. I think that'll be real fun to see.
100%. So now we've got, to me, this is the biggest thing. And, I think this is just going to be fun for everybody. And like I said, subscribe to us, because we plan on actually trying to do this together. What do you think about the new raid system? Obviously, you're going to need a bunch of people to play with. It's obviously going to be like this crazy. What was the timer? Like 30 minutes? Something like that?
30 minutes.
Dude, that's insane.
Absolutely amazing. I'm glad that we're getting more. It seems like they want to do more of a team-based thing where you actually want to play with people. And with the system that they introduced from the last update for the matchmaking, hopefully that is put onto this, so we can kind of get people matchmaking and get more people in there. But I feel like you're going to need a team of 5, especially if you're going to be free to play, or if you're running P4 characters. You're going to need a team of 5. There's no way to sugarcoat that. Definitely you're going to need to be working with someone.
Oh, 100%. And if it is, I have it on the screen here, but his weakness is obviously wind and ice. And so I just quickly want to side note here, like, this is maybe we'll talk about this for 25 seconds, but it's looking to me, and I'm assuming you're feeling similar, and obviously we'll probably have a video on this. It's looking like Merlin might just be an absolute must summon.
100%. She has to be. The way that they set up Clotho with the ice on the grimoire, and then they're going to actually give her engraved set, I feel like they were playing so heavily into making sure that Merlin does as much damage as she possibly can. And I feel like she literally is a need on your account. I don't see any other reason that you wouldn't go for her. She does the same thing that Clotho does, where she activates a mode and just blasts the enemy in one continuous attack, and it's really quick damage. So I feel like you kind of need to go for her, just like based off of how Clotho was. Clotho's a little bit more of a wider range, but hers is more single focus and a lot quicker. So it's a similar type of feel, but I really do think a lot of people should be going for Merlin on this specific update.
Yeah, 100%. And dude, some of her tag damage was crazy. I'm sure we'll both have individuals on whether or not you should summon for her, but just a little early spoiler alert here. Unless her kit somehow comes out and isn't making a whole lot of sense, it's looking like the easiest yes of all time.
Right. Honestly, I would say go for Merlin, get Merlin, and then go grab you a dupe of Daisy. Just grab a dupe of Daisy, so she's on your
up there.
Account. And that way you can have that extra crit, and then hopefully you can get lucky and roll her outfit and get some more crit chance for your whole team.
Dude, that lightning team's about to be crazy, but we'll move on to the next. We've got some crafting stuff, and some of this, looks cool, and some of it looks not as cool. We've got obviously the SR magic crystals can be turned into SSR. I think that's a great change. It obviously takes 15 of them, but hopefully we're able to get some more of these. I think this was needed.
Yes, 100%. The people that were making their weapons every single week, that's finna pay off for you guys. That's 100% finna pay off, y'all.
You just, and like I said, even for me, and I've really tried to focus on leveling up a bunch of different characters, getting a bunch of different armors to obviously make videos on them. Like, man, you just cannot get enough of these magic crystals. I don't think I have a weapon over 4.
I'm about to say, if I wasn't spending money on the game, I would not have any weapon over 4 either.
Yeah.
It's just too hard, and there's not a way to guarantee that you get that specific one that you need for that specific weapon. So this one being the universal one should help a lot more people get up there quicker.
We've got I think this is silly. I don't think we need more stuff to farm, but we have a new material we've got to farm. What is it, malachite?
Yeah, malachite.
Yeah, that's what's your opinion on adding another resource that we need to go farm?
Another piece of my platinum gone. That's all I can say.
That's and add to the daily grind and make it
make it even harder, I guess. But
Yeah.
we have I'll briefly mention this. I'm not a Pokemon player here. I'll just say that. But I know you said you've gotten most of the mounts. What's your just quick thoughts here on the fluffy snow moth? Where's the snow at, by the way?
I have no idea. At first, when they said it, I think we was like maybe 30, 40 minutes into the stream, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, are we getting another region? Are they finna do us that giant ice region or something like that? That's what I was thinking. And then they just kept going on, and we got no more information about a new area. So I don't know where they're gonna put this snow at, but apparently it's supposed to be over there where the snow is, and it's supposed to be a moth. So we're gonna have to see how it goes.
I'm wondering, like, clearly they've got cliff notes for their live streams, but they've got to realize they're missing out on a lot. Like I said, missing out on Merlin is crazy. They're definitely missing out on just some of the information you would think would be in these live streams, because they're so long, bro. Like they're like what, an hour and a half long?
That was today was like 2 hours.
Yeah, I literally like I glanced at part of it, and then I mean I literally had to go to work. It was going so long.
Yeah.
So here's again, this is like, to me this might be the second. This is a quality of life update. I think the the new raid system is probably like the best feature, but this is like quality of life update, the no keys and double key, double reward. What's your initial thoughts on that?
First of all, I need my refund on my keys for the elite.
We just talked about that. I have some characters I can still grind out, but you've obviously went ahead and spent your keys to get all your characters leveled up, which most people have. So that is.
I need some type of reward for that. The keys that they're gonna give out for the event and logging in ain't gonna be enough.
It's not
a little bit, but for the most part, it's a really good change. It just makes it a lot easier to get the character day one and actually be able to use them instead of having to sit there and wait for 2-3 days in order to get that, and then also try to do new content and saving keys for different jewelry sets or outfits and stuff that you want to farm up now. So it'll be a lot better for more people to be able to get the character and enjoy the character. Yeah,
it is. It's interesting because, we're both on the content side of this. So like, and we're smaller channels. I'm not saying we're making any impact, but obviously, they've started to listen. You've seen some tweets, you've seen some people talking about how they're kind of listening to feedback a lot. And a lot of companies really don't do that. So I'll give them credit for that. But this is interesting because, this is like, you would think this is update 1.5. You would think like the double keys and be able to fight field bosses without keys. Like you would think that would be the vision that they probably had to start the game. So it's interesting that they're shaping some of this, way later into the game. I mean, it's not super late, but like that is a massive change. And especially like you said, you've used so many keys to farm up all your characters. And now you basically have you don't have a great purpose in this update now. It doesn't help you as much because you've been playing so much from day one.
Right. Yeah.
We've got, I'll mention it briefly here. This should be in every update. I don't know why they're skipping this. And, maybe we can go on a little quick rant here, but I don't know why. We do have, like I said, we have a check-in for Merlin, which is good. But why is it like, I think Escanor got one, but Clotho didn't?
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know.
We need a login every time, right? Just something to kind of.
It's like they want to make the OCs effective and actually have people want to pull for them, but they don't want to put the effort behind the OCs. Like, you want us to be attached to these characters and you want people to summon and spend money on them, but you're not putting in the effort to advertise them or give them reasons for people to log in with. Like when Clotho came out, we got her information at the very last minute. We got pretty much everything that update she had was based around waiting a week to get some content. So it was like, why do y'all do the OC so dirty when we could do the same thing for the Sins? You don't have to do as crazy as you do for the Sins. Obviously make the Sins better, but the OCs definitely deserve some type of love building up into their update and then continuing through their update. I don't know why they disrespect the OC so much, but they want to keep introducing them. So I don't know.
They disrespect them on one front, but then they respect them by making them so good on the other front. But
yes, I'm like, what in the world are y'all doing?
But the login is like one of the simplest ways to get people to come back to your game. I mean, even just to log in, just because you're like, okay, I don't want to play the game right now, but I want to keep collecting these rewards and just getting on. It just keeps it in your mind. I think you should always have that, but. We're coming to the end here. We're almost at 20 minutes, so we're not gonna go too much longer, and there's not a ton left to talk about. There's just 2 more things we'll talk about quickly here. I'm just kind of skimming over some of this so you can see the rewards here, but we've got Daisy returning. What's your just quick thoughts on Daisy coming back?
Everybody get a copy of Daisy.
You gotta go get her. I think, and I've said this in a few of my videos, I think this, like, Daisy she's really the perfect storm of the leakers telling everybody Escanor's coming, save for Escanor. And then everyone saves for Escanor, summons for Escanor. You know, some people are disappointed with Escanor, whatever, it doesn't matter. But like, I feel like that was sound advice, like save for Escanor because he's the main character in the show. But a lot of people missed Daisy, and then by the time they went back, because the banners were actually overlapping, but you're using all your currency for Escanor, a lot of people missed out on her. And so I think it's a good thing. Obviously, you're going to need a ton of currency if you want to go get Merlin and you want to get Daisy, but it is good to see her coming back.
Thanks.
Now, last question is, when is Meliodas coming back?
See, that's the thing though. If he does come back, it'll probably be during an anniversary celebration. They probably will do that. If you miss Meliodas, oh my goodness.
This is the last point I'll make here. Like I said, we're rounding it up here, but if you skip Meliodas, what was the thought process though? He's the main character in the show. I've seen a lot of people saying I skipped Meliodas, but why did you skip Meliodas?
See, even Kabuki did that. He completely skipped Meliodas, completely skipped Daisy.
What was his logic? Is it just he just wanted Escanor?
It was just Escanor. It was. I think a lot of people who because if I'm not mistaken, they kept talking to developers before the game came out, even with the beta, and kept saying that they wanted Escanor early. And
Escanor was leaked really early too.
Yes, and a lot of people were saying that they talked to some of the developers, and they were like, we're probably gonna do it a little bit earlier than most people think. And I think that's what the information had got out. So once we got the leaks that he was 100% going to be coming, I think that mindset just immediately activated and everybody's like, save. We gotta save.
Yeah, I think, like I said, and we might even talk about this some on your video, you know, like leaking, like how is that affecting the game? Is it a problem? You know, this and that. But like I said, you know, I just wanted to go over the notes here. I got my boy Sin in here. Like I said, we're going to have a video also on his channel. So go over to his channel, subscribe, and you know, we'll catch you over there as well. But yeah, like I said, it's just a fun little concept here to talk about the update, because like I said, I know I'm super late because work and stuff, but yeah, go subscribe to my boy, and we'll have a video on his channel as well, and we'll catch y'all over there.
See y'all later.
Peace.